It's time for Center Stage. Boom, boom. Today we're going to talk about, Marty, what was it? Marty, help me with the Winget thing there. I missed the Winget thing again.
If you wing it, you're going to eat chicken wings.
Yes, that's it.
You were so close, brother.
I knew
you
it
were
was
so close. You just had to finish it. You
Yeah,
were
you're right there. Still got to work on Keith.
Are we talking about being so close and not finishing it, Johnny? That's another topic for another day.
My
Hey, listen.
It is, but it wasn't a lack of effort. You just didn't know what to say. It's not finishing with a lack of effort. That's the problem.
It's time for Center Stage. Today we're talking about how small routines, just little ones, just little motherfucking routines. Small routines and bold choices. Again, mediocrity is a loser. You ought to make small routines, bold choices to create big success. And today's guest, today's guest is Jeanine Suah, an investor, a community-driven growth expert with nearly a decade of experience helping brands, brands unlock their potential. Now, she just doesn't invest a couple bucks. She invests 25K checks in pre-seed startups focused on community productivity and connectivity. And she's also the host of her own cast show called About Community, a LinkedIn show. Oh, I like that it's a show. It's not a podcast. It's a show. She's in the show community with us, where B2B leaders share how community-led strategies drive growth, acquisition costs, and brand loyalty. Listen, Jeanine's here to break down how intentional routines and taking smart risks can change your mornings and your path to success. Jeanine, welcome to the show. We're pumped to have you here. Did you bring some energy today?
Just a little bit.
Good, Jeanine. How are you?
Guys, and honestly,
We got her muted on the vertical. Just a heads up there.
I'm normally the one that's like hyping everybody up. And so to get my own gas up early in the morning, thanks for having me.
Jeanine, we're joining us from today.
From Orlando, Florida.
How's the weather in Orlando today?
Honestly, it's perfect. Thank God. It's perfect today.
Awesome. Listen, let's keep it going here. So let's be real. Success isn't about taking one massive leap. It's about making those intentional improvements and optimizing those habits that you already had. And we were talking about this morning during the morning loop. Jeanine, I know you're all about building community, very successful community-driven growth strategies that help businesses scale sustainably. Talk to us about how entrepreneurs listening right now, tuning into the show, can use intentional morning routines. Listen, your morning doesn't start back since you got your day going today to be on the show. Talk about how, entrepreneurs can use intentional morning routines and smart risks to level up performance and then build that long-term success. Jeanine Suah.
Absolutely. So honestly, I've been up for 3 hours, right? And so that's like how I'm thinking about the world and the business. Like I'm an ex-athlete, and so I train my mind the same way that I train my body on a daily. So these small routines like literally set me up for success. And even when I don't have my routine, like if I don't read in the morning, if I don't have my coffee that I drink twice a day, then just things fall to the floor. And so for me, it's just been very intentional about being aligned, and not in the cliche way of like, yes, we're aligned. And that's great too, because I'm very woo-woo, but it's really about setting yourself up, thinking about these steps that you can take every day so that you can ultimately be as prepared as you can possibly be when you're executing throughout the day. Like, quick side note, Kobe is just my absolute hero when it comes to the level of discipline, the level of accountability, and just the way that he thinks about life. Like, if we're not doing it at full speed and being excellent, get out of my way. Thanks.
Yeah, I love what you're saying. That's so good stuff. Like, you talk about your reading. So I'm going to share a little something myself. I was having trouble getting my reading in. So I had to just make a little twist in my schedule. It's going to sound weird, but it works like a charm. So I put my book next to in the bathroom where I take a dump in the morning. And when I'm taking a dump, I read, and I never miss my reading I'll get through literally like a book a month, when before it was taking me months and months to get through a book because I'd only end up having 2 minutes left because something took a little longer. You just look for these little cracks to put these things into your routine, and everything just kind of
Come on, man.
Literally. Look for the cracks, look for the deep cheeks to put it. But that's what it comes down to. That morning routine and finding a way to make it work. And there's these little things that you want to get done. Don't feel defeated if it's not working. Just keep twisting and tweaking it. I've been doing my morning routine for fucking decades. Just recently, I discovered reading on the toilet.
Most people use their phone on the toilet. I
was too, but it was getting me all stimulated. I couldn't even take a good dump. That was the worst part about it, because all that stimulation, my shit wasn't relaxed enough to come out properly. I read, and it's just like it's like a damn religious experience.
I love that for you. We love genuinely healthy bowels.
You did not know you're joining conversations that aren't had anywhere else on the internet or on any other show. We have them here at Mornings in the Lab. We talk deep cheeks. We
trade in the phone for a book on the toilet, and you're gonna be happy.
So, Jeanine, I got a serious question for you. How did you know And what I mean by that is, how did you know that the morning routine was the key to your daily and inevitably your future success? How old were you? Was there a turning point in your life what happened where you're like, oh, I got to get my shit together, and it actually starts in the morning? I know it sounds so cliche, but honestly, how?
Good
Oh my
question,
God, yeah.
Keith.
So it's a phenomenal question. I've been a morning person for forever, but it wasn't until I was going through a divorce and had to close my business through COVID in 2020 slash
Mm.
2021, where I fully understood like, oh, like this is a real thing. And so there were days when my brain was just all over the place and I was scattered and I wasn't grounded and I was just like going crazy. And then I started to see like a spiritual healer in conjunction with my therapy. And she was like, you are the type of, because I also have ADHD, Christina knows this. And so if I don't get grounded, and she said, if you don't get grounded, you will literally just be mentally all over the place. So it was that turning point when my business was closing after I had signed divorce papers. And I was like, okay. And so I started reading every morning just to get my brain going. It was the first thing that I did. And sometimes it doesn't always work out that way, but at least to stimulate the brain. And then I was like, okay, I can either work out super early in the morning or use my midday workout when everybody's eating lunch or everybody's like going back to lunch as my kind of second win for the day. And so it was these small steps, as we said in the beginning, to where it just completely made a 180 in my life. And that's when I really turned on like the Mamba mentality when it comes to just like, not messing up my morning routine.
I think
That's
to me, the follow up of that, Jeanine, is, and again, we talk about it daily on this show, is we know the morning starts in the evening. So I think there's two steps for you here, which is I got to get my shit together in the morning. And I listen, I was part of it because I talked about it during my monologue. So you go, okay, I'm getting up in the mornings, but then you realize that, oh, how I ultimately am going to have success is by getting that started in the evening, going to bed in good time, getting myself set up.
Yep.
Marty talks about habit stacking. Johnny gets his clothes, all these things together. Where in your journey, Jeanine, did you realize that, oh, actually, I know I got to start my day in the morning, but it actually starts 6 or 8 hours before that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, absolutely. When I started traveling for work,
Oh,
like
yeah.
75% of the year, and when I would wake up and I'd be like, like that became then part of my understanding of, wait, if I lay out my clothes at night, if I already have my bags packed, sealed, like waiting for me by the door, if I call my Uber the night before because I'm leaving at 4 a.m., like I can minimize the margins of error. And it, again, it changed the game. And so from that level of preparation and understanding that I need to go to bed at a sound hour because I'm waking up at 4:35 in the morning, I need to be able to mentally understand, like, what am I going to do the next day? Those small things are still things that I do today. And again, they're not perfect because I don't want to ever make it seem for founders like we're all perfect and we have every routine every day. Like sometimes you have to make compromises.
yeah.
But ultimately laying the foundation and just having the base layer understanding of, if I don't do these things, everything else gets screwed up. That's the core of what really helped me take it to the next level. And I'm still taking it now to the next level as I'm diving into the second phase of Jeanine 2.0.
Yeah.
That,
Marty.
that you are so speaking my language. Everything you just said is like literally 100%. You just described what I do pretty much every day. And for me, it actually started as a youngster, just trying to learn to keep my head above water. Because if I didn't make those decisions, if I didn't have my clothes laid out, I would wake up and I would be in this kind of state of disarray. And I just had a hard time surviving. And so everything you just described is saying you're speaking my language. I love to hear it, Jeanine. So cool.
Hey,
Yeah,
will you guys tell me if you didn't agree with me?
of
Of
course.
course. Oh, don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we done it. We done it on here before.
You're talking the good stuff here. You're talking stuff that people need to hear. So,
We've been known to call people out before. Marty, Johnny. Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, no, I had no problem with that.
Jeanine, so do you feel some type of way if you don't get your morning routine? Like you feel like your day is just that's my worst day of the week. I didn't have my morning routine. Does it have that type of effect on your day?
Oh my gosh, yes. And I have to calm myself down because, so say this happens a lot, and I think it's dealing some with the ADHD and then some with just general anxiety. So say I wake up at 7:30 one day because I stayed up late doing a project the night before. If I wake up at 7:30 versus like my 5:30 or my 4 or my 6, just depending on what time I went to bed, then I'm like, oh my God, I'm already behind when most people are just waking up. So again, it's just a different standard that I set for myself. And it's not to be chauvinistic or not to be thinking that I'm superior, but in my mind, that is what a superior behavior looks like. And so if I don't fulfill the expectation of myself, then I feel like I'm running behind. So it's also been a talk of like that that grace for myself to just be like, dude, again, not every day has to be so intense because I'm an all or nothing person, but it's also just learning to have grace for yourself along the way.
All right, great conversation here with Keith, John, Marty, and our guest Jeanine Suah here right now at bottom of the hour, 8:30. It's that time. Yep. Hey, Jeanine, we do this live show. We do segments. We treat it like a radio show.
I know, I love it.
So we wake up and we pretend it's 1984. Just John looks in the mirror. Like, hey, fuck, my body's still the same from 1984. Yeah, so
1984, I'd be sitting here with fold over tits.
Okay, so maybe 1992 when he was running next to David Hasselhoff on the beach in Baywatch over there. He was that guy over there. And
you got to give me a little more time. Maybe go to 19. You went to 94, we're good. But 84, I still had the tits.
Yes, and her turn is on his way.
I got so many jokes.
Yeah, so Stern's on his way out there. Serious, I hear, Jeanine. So we're battling for a spot there in the serious orbit here on Mornings in the Lab. And at this point in the show, Marty's got some fitness tips that nations like, I need to know something from Christopher Martin right now. So we all get off stage. Marty gets up there. He talks some fitness smack, and then we're all going to come back and keep the conversation going around how to build those awesome morning routines with Jeanine Suah. All right, let's get out of here. Jimmy, throw Marty up, and let's come back in about 60 seconds or so.